Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Topblock Gaming Daily number 2. So, what we have here is a match from August 2011 from the Gigabyte Cup, and it is Stefano versus Satini. So, the map is Metalopsis, and basically we have Stefano spawning in the 6 o'clock position, and we have Satini spawning in the 9 o'clock position as Green Terran. And what we're going to look at today is we're going to look at how effective Terran can be early game and how effective Zerg can be late game. So I'm just going to tell you a bit about myself now, since we're in the early stages of the game here. I'm a new caster from England, and basically I'm here just to try and make esports a bit better, and well, I can't really make it any better. It's already as good as it's going to get, but just to popularise it more. I've always wanted to do casting, but I've never really got around to it. I've never really had the specs on my PC to do it, and here I am. Oh, by the way, if you live around Asda, go and get yourself some double chocolate cookies. I think they're like £1.60 actually, and they're actually amazing. So, as we see here, Stefano is on 15 drones. So obviously Stefano is going to be going for a 15 hatch, of course, which we can see the drone is going to do here. There we go, there's the 15 hatch. And basically, yeah, the Terran, by the looks of it, by the looks of it, I mean, he's stacking 200 minerals, so obviously he's going to be going for a 1 Rex expand. Obviously, his SCV coming down. I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to scout this 15 hatch. I mean, maybe decide to put some added pressure on. And I don't know. He's going up, and then he sees that the spawning pool is not quite down yet. And bring up the top. There we go. And there you go. We see the bunkers going to be placed there, and you see a marine is already rallied down to the point. Stefano is forced to pull a few drones to deal with this pressure at the moment. The SCV is forced to back off, and let's see if he gets to cancel. Is he going to cancel? No, he did not cancel that bunker. I think he's trying to look at getting the SCV back on to build it. But there we go. He's placing another one down, and this time he's got the marine for backup. The hatch does actually go up, and Stefano cannot cancel it anymore. So, as you see, the rally point is rallied to the bunker. I mean, like I was saying, this is how Terran is going to be effective early game. I mean, putting on this pressure, which Zerg wouldn't really be able to put on early game because of Terran being able to wall off. As I said, Terran is going to be 1 Rex expanding. And there you go, the bunker is now complete, and Stefano right now is not really looking in a decent position. He's got 2 lings on the field, and I don't know, this is not much we can do at the moment. I mean, he has to cancel his bankroll, the queen pops. Yeah, I think he's just trying to gather some Zerglings from them. Marines come out of the bunker to try and snipe. Yep, and he does manage to force a cancel on his bankroll. I mean, that bankroll would have been quite dangerous for Satini. So Satini has some nice SCV micro with that SCV. He's trying to keep it alive as much as he possibly can. I mean, I think that queen might get sniped. No, the queen does not quite yet get sniped. But the expansion is complete. I mean, now he's just adding an orbital command, and he's going to fly out. And most likely, he's going to drop two bunkers just down the bottom of this area here. So as you can see, the bunker was taken care of, and the marines are being cleared up. Stefano now, he's not getting spined up. I mean, Stefano's looking in an alright position now. I mean, he had to overpull to be able to get the second queen out. But, I don't know, it's looking fine at the moment. I mean, Terran at the moment, he's turning up his base because Stefano might come in with a counter attack, which I doubt is very unlikely. I mean, I think he's just scouting with these few lings at the moment. Just check to see if he's taking his natural or not, but Stefano does not see that. But when he goes up this ramp, yep, he is seeing that there is a command center, and that Satini is going to do a 1 Rex expand. So, actually, Stefano just doing typical Zerg style play. And yeah, I mean, by the looks of it, ZvT is going to be opening up with a with Hellions. By the looks of it, yeah, ZvT is opening up with Hellions, Hellion Marine push maybe. I mean, that is also going to put quite a bit of pressure on Stefano, maybe put him off his build a bit. But by the looks of it, I think Stefano's kind of like figured out that ZvT is going to be opening up with Hellions. So you see the Evo chamber going on here. What the Evo chamber goes on here is so that the Hellions cannot get up into the main base to put pressure on all these drones up here. I mean, if you got up there and took out half those drones, then it would be quite devastating. I mean, ZvT now researching Blue Flame. I mean, Blue Flame's gonna be an even bigger issue for Stefano. I mean, by the looks of it, he's only going to Ling build at the moment. I mean, there's not really much tech for Stefano, so these Lings, doubt is gonna hold off that many Hellions. But like the Queens, they will be able to hold off. But like these days, the Queens aren't as effective at taking out Hellions as they were back in 2011. At the game we're watching now from the Gigabyte Cup. So you see Stefano's got 2 spine crawls up, and by the looks of it, ZvT is making a push, trying to micro these Hellions around so they don't get caught in the creep. Because Hellions on creep, I mean, it's quite dangerous because the Zerglings have extra movement speed, so they will be able to get us around on quite easy. So ZvT, you see him backing himself into a corner, which is very effective, taking care of most of these Zerglings. I mean, Queens are forced to come down and help try and deal with this Hellion pressure. I mean, a few Hellions do fall, but I don't really think ZvT I don't think he did a cost-effective trade at the moment. I mean, he took out a couple of drones. I mean, units lost. I mean, Stefano's lost 39 units, but I think most of those were Zerglings anyway. As you can see, Stefano now has his 3rd base up. I mean, he obviously scoured this 2nd expansion and went, oh, I need to go and expand. You're not stopping me. I'm just going to be a baller and I'm going to take a 3rd. So Stefano has taken his 3rd base, and ZvT now he's looking in a comfortable position. I mean, he's got 2 bunkers. He's got siege tech. I mean, he's just pumping a siege tank, and I think this one Viking may be a big problem, especially to these overlords. He's got attack command on, and yeah, by the looks of it, a few overlords are gonna fall for Stefano. So over here we see that Stefano is scouring that. Looks like ZvT is gonna take it a 3rd base. So at the moment, let's have a look at the units tab. I mean, we got 54 SCVs to 52 drones. I mean, obviously Terran is going to be ahead in the economy right now because Stefano got harassed quite a bit. I mean, that's like I'm saying. Terran can be very, very effective early game. Take out a lot of drones, and you see like then he just scouts. ZvT going for a 3rd, and now Stefano's going to have to do something about it. I mean, he's going to have to go for a 4th base. In fact, I mean, he's going to have to get his creep spread over here, take this 4th, and get a few units on the field, really. But at the moment, as you can see, he's just droning up. He'll probably drone to 80 drones or so, and then start making units. So, as you see, ZvT has now got his 3rd base up. I mean, that's fully functioning now. It's like SCVs, everything. It's like fully saturated just about. And yeah, there's the additional racks. He's added the additional racks there because he don't want any Zergling rush, well not rush, but Zergling run by to come through into his mineral line and take most of the SCVs out. Even a siege tank, if he ran a couple of the Zerglings in there, that's it. The siege tank would probably blow up half of his SCVs. So it's not a wise idea really. So he's making a nice choke for Zerg to come down here, which is a very, very good idea. As we see, Millennium Stefano has now got Infestor tech. I mean, I think right now, yeah, he's researched almost, well, yeah, like I said, almost every single upgrade for the Infestor. I mean, now he's got Neuroparasite. Maybe he'll use that to control some of the siege tanks late game, battle cruisers, or even fours. I mean, each one of them, like each Neuroparasite can do a lot of damage to its own Terran units. So as you see, like I was saying, he's getting the creep spread spread down into the fourth base over here, into the fourth expansion. Stefano's been quite greedy with this at the moment, actually. I mean, he hasn't really put on a lot of pressure. ZvT's probably in a better position right now, and he's doing some nice marine medevac micro here. I mean, he's managed to take out a few Zerglings with what he's got, 3 marines. There's two Zerglings on the Zelnaga. I mean, in this game, Zelnaga is very important to control. I mean, you control the Zelnaga, you basically you control the map basically. So at the moment, Terran's got one and Zerg's got one. So I think they're in favour of each other. I mean, they both have more map control, but to be honest, I'd probably say Millennium Stefano has got more map control. Stefano knows what's going on. Stefano knows what's going to come to his base because of all this creep spread. I mean, creep spread is very important for Zerg. So as you see, Stefano is now getting his 4th saturate, and he's doing a pretty good job of it as well. 91 drones to a staggering 69 SCVs, and Stefano's got 4 bases. I can see Terran being very greedy. He's going to go and take a 4th base as well, make Stefano expand again. But as you see, there might be a relatively large engagement, but Stefano goes, you know what, look, I'm going to back away from that because it could cost me the game if I lose my army there. So ZvT does not know his that Zerg had control of the Zelnaga. So basically, here we go. Stefano knew this was coming. It's no surprise to him. He sends his infestors in. He neuroparasites a couple of tanks, like I said he was going to do, and he manages to mop this up quite easy. I mean, I think at this point, Stefano looks like he's in a better position now. I mean, Terran still reinforcing, but now he's only got that. I mean, Stefano probably walk over there and take out most of that right now. But then he's got to deal with these 2 bunkers. So, both players almost got a 4th ZvT. And I wonder what Stefano's going to do from now on. I mean, it's past the 12-minute mark, so obviously he has to think if he's going to go Broodlords, Ultralisk, or maybe even keep up this pressure he's doing now with these Lings. So by the looks of it, Stefano is going to tech. I mean, why not? He's got a creep spread. I mean, he's got map control. He's just taken his 5th base. Well, why not? Why shouldn't Stefano tech up like this? I mean, if he techs up, it's probably going to be GG real soon, because Zerg late game is ember as hell. I mean, think about Broodlords. Broodlords with upgrades on, with melee upgrade, which is getting level 3 now. I mean, that's going to be very effective against Terran. So as Terran is, he's been very greedy. He's going to go and take the rich minerals, and I don't know what he's doing with his base actually yet. He's flying in the same direction. Maybe he's planning on taking both of them, but I don't think that's a wise idea. So as we see, Stefano's just streaming units out at the moment. I mean, there's 1 medevac up here, but he's got nothing loaded in it. And basically, both players are looking quite a good position. I mean, ZvT's just gone and got the rich mineral patch, which is going to be an absolutely big, like, commitment to do that, to keep that mineral patch. I mean, look at the exit. You've got 5 entrances to the mineral patch. I mean, I think he needs to shove his whole army up there, which is going to be kind of a bad thing, because Zerg can slip around, maybe go and, just like now, go and harass the 3rd maybe. I mean, he's only got 1 siege tank up there, send a few Lings up there, and that's it. I mean, now ZvT will need to move all of his force to come and try and deal with this push that's been made on this 3rd base. ZvT now going Ravens, probably for the Seeker Missile, because if Stefano goes Brood, Seeker Missile will be very effective against Broodlords. Absolutely, because 1, Broodlords can't shoot air, and 2nd, Seeker Missile does a hell of a lot of damage. So you see what he did with the expansion. He used it as a planetary fortress to try and hold Zerg back a bit, but I think these Ultralisk, it's not going to make a lot of difference at all. I mean, they've got 3 attack, they're just going to chew through absolutely anything. So, it's like I was saying, Zerg late game is good. I mean, if you can read late game Zerg, I mean, you're probably going to win over 50% of your matches. Yeah, again, ZvT determined with this planetary fortress to keep Zerg back. and he's still got the rich minerals patch. I mean, I'm pretty impressed that he's managed to keep that. And basically, I think Stefano's got he's got tons. He's got loads of units. I mean, he's almost full supplies. 21 minutes. He's got all the upgrades just about, and I think he's just passing time now, just trying to take up some more. Maybe he might throw down a spire, get some broods. I don't know, but we'll soon see. I mean, his injects aren't too good. I mean, the queens are full energy, but I mean, he's 200 pop. I mean, you don't really need to inject that much because lava just dies anyway. So Satini's still reinforcing his rich mineral patch. I mean, by the looks of it, it's going to expand again. Fly expansion off. You can see that his third did fall to the Ultralisks. So at the moment, I'm in favour of Stefano winning the match at the moment. I mean, he's got a good creep spread. I mean, his max supply hasn't been really supply bot at all. I mean, if he's been supply bot, he's made himself supply bot by doing overpull. So by the looks of it, he has researched the overlord speed, and by the looks of it, he is going to do a drop with these overlords. I don't know where, but by the looks of it, he's going to load all these ultralisks and infested into these overlords, and maybe take them to his main. By the looks of it, he might just take him like literally right here, drop them off, and that could do a hell of a lot of damage to Terran. I mean, Terran, like I was saying, like Terran needs harassed quite a bit. I mean, it needs to be like pushing these bases, doing little drops. I mean, even if the medevac is lost, he's still doing the economical damage he needs to do. And it could put Stefano off his play a bit as well, like watching that. I mean, he knows there's going to be attack here, so his siege is up, and by the looks of it, Stefano's backing off. But over here, he has just tricked Satini, and basically he's just gone straight for his main base. I mean, he's taking out all the add-ons for these racks. I mean, add-ons for racks are very, very important. I mean, reactor makes double marines, tech lab makes marauders. I think at the moment he mainly does need marauders to deal with these ultralisks. Marines just get absolutely chewed up by them. And then he did put an overparasite on the siege tank, and I think the siege tank did force Satini to stay back a bit with those marines. I mean, you can see, look at those ultras, it's absolutely demolishing those marines. Meanwhile, at the rich mineral patch, a few of those siege tanks did go down to a couple of ultralisks. I mean, I don't think that was a fair trade, but at least Stefano got an idea of how run down the mineral patch was and where Satini might be expanding to next. So now you see Satini, I don't know what he's going to do up here. Maybe he's going to try and expand up here again, but I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what Satini's going to do. But by the looks of it, Stefano is going to scout this fourth base all the way across the map. And there is marines there to take over those few Zerglings to stop him from pestering that expansion. So I've noticed that Satini has gone a lot of Ghost. I mean, I don't know what it's all about. Maybe a Broodlord scare or something like that. Maybe he knows Stefano's going Broodlords like he is now. But I mean, it's not a bad thing. But like, maybe he could kind of put the supply down a bit on the Ghost. Maybe have 5 or 6 instead of an absolute hell of a ton of load of them. I mean, he's already got Vikings and stuff to deal with the Broodlords somewhere. There they are. There's a Vikings deal with the Broodlords, and maybe they were going to go and put a bit of expansion on this expansion. We're going to put a bit of pressure on this expansion. So you can see Stefano now going for the Richmond stew. And if you look at the supply, he's got 210 supply. I mean, you can accomplish that by making spine claws and cancelling them while making units. I mean, I know it's quite popular today as well. I mean, I've seen a few professional players do that just to get a bit extra supply up than the Terran. So yeah, no, just not a lot going on at the moment. I mean, just typical reinforcements. I mean, there could be an engagement. There we go. There's a siege tank firing down on the rich mineral patch. I mean, look at those broodlords. It's absolutely scary with the free upgrades on the broodlings. I mean, it just absolutely destroys stuff. But here we go. Here's the Vikings to try and deal with this attack, and that looks like a few broodlords are gonna fall. I mean, that snipe is absolutely crazy. Infested Terran trying to take down as many of those Vikings as he possibly can. I mean, that broodlord was just sacrificial anyway. I mean, those Vikings are way too fast to try and run away from. So maybe Stefano will now look at that and go, alright, now I just need to make 6 broodlords and maybe a load of corruptors just to deal with that. I mean, once I've dealt with the air, I can make a bit more broodlords if I wanted to. But like I said, Stefano is able to hold this rich mineral patch, and also is like, it does never harass them from Satini to try and get this base down here. But by the looks of it, I think Stefano just literally too much of a baller to lose any of these bases. I mean, there is a ghost test. Look at those ultralisks. Weren't any later, or they could have got nuked too. But I don't think Stefano has actually seen this nuke. I think most of these drones are going to go down. Yeah, but look at that. That was absolutely crazy. But most of the drones do fall to that one nuke. I mean, he has placed another one as well. I mean, whereabouts did you place that other nuke? There we go. Right in his mineral patch there. I mean, yeah, the ghost does fall, and Satini does lose a nuke from doing that. So you see Satini desperately trying to get some bases up. I mean, his mineral count's really low. And yeah, I just don't know what he's going to take for. I mean, Terran late game, there isn't really anything to take to. I mean, you just got to rely completely on your micro to deal with any of these forces. I mean, able to take the Zelnaga too. I mean, just 2 infested Terran are able to take out that 1 siege tank. I mean, that's a big loss by Satini. I mean, losing a siege tank for the 3 units is always bad. So Stefano tearing up the map as he usually was. I mean, look at that hatchery. It's really low on HP. I mean, all he needs is another nuke. But like I said, Stefano's on the ball today, and he's just put down a spore crawler to stop it from getting taken down. I have heard another nuke. There we go. The nuke is going to land on the rich mineral patch. I mean, I think Stefano has already taken all his drones off. All have already died. I just think they got dropped earlier in the game. But I think we are going to see a big engagement soon, and I wonder who's going to pull on top. I mean, Stefano is really, he's got a hell of a load of tech there. I mean, Infestors, Ultralisk, and Broodlord. I mean, it's gonna be devastating. I mean, what are you gonna try and do to lure him out? I mean, probably bring most of these corruptors in, and there you go. You just saw the Seeker missile there and take out at least 2 or 3 broods. I mean, that's a massive loss from Stefano, but I don't think it really cares. I mean, he's got 5 base. I mean, he can instantly remax. It's simple. So, supply-wise, they're looking round about the same. I mean, most of those ghosts are going to go down. I mean, they did snipe most of the brood, but you still get the ultralisk to deal with. This planetary fortress looks like it's going to go down too. And I don't know. There is a fusion core here, but like I said, it's like I don't think Satini has got the minerals to even build battlecruisers. You know what I mean? It's just, it's crazy. But you'll be happy to know there is going to be no fusion core dancing today. It's just going to be Stefano's just going to roll right over him right now, and there's a GG, and Satini has left the game. So that was a good game to Stefano. Like I said, Stefano, this whole daily is just about how effective Zerg and Terran are. Like Terran early game, Zerg late game. So as you can see, Stefano was able to hold the rush right at the beginning, which was a very good rush. I mean, he got a bunker right in the corner there. I mean, the bunker was not surroundable, but luckily Stefano managed to get a pull up in time, and he tried very well. He tried to get a spine crawler, but he didn't panic. He just made a bunch of lings, kept harassing the bunker with the queen, got the queen on the high ground up here to attack the bunker because he couldn't see up the ramp. So that was a big commitment from Satini, and I think it did pay off early game. I mean, that was a good rush. But the rest of the game, I didn't really see any good drops. It was just literally massive cluster pack of units right in the middle of here, and he didn't dare move away from this rich mineral patch, which eventually got him killed because he wasn't harassing enough. I mean, it's quite hard to harass when Stefano's got epic creep spread all the way around the map. I mean, it's very hard to do. But I hope you've learned something today, like how effective Zerg late game, like when to decide you're going to take your tech at 12 minutes, like you're going to continue to harass, are you going to tech up the Broodlords, you're going to take the Ultralisk like Stefano did, or, and yeah, basically winning the game. Just that one thought of, you know, I'm going to tech up, I'm going to hold it, I'm going to spread my creep, I'm going to know when he's going to attack me, and then at once I'm going to sacrifice all my links to the third base, take out the third base, which is half mined, I mean, which really did set ZvT behind. So, I mean, that's it. I hope you guys have learned something today, and I will see you on Daily 3. Have a good day.